The enemy is coming against the reformers and the pioneers with a sniper gun, not a shotgun. That's a word the Lord gave to me a few weeks ago, and I've been sitting on it for a while, just weighing it up, and then something happened a few weeks ago that made me really think it through even more, and I want to share it with you today, that the enemy has discerned your destiny. And what's happening right now is, instead of a shotgun which fires in all directions, just kind of hoping to hit something, the enemy is coming against you with a sniper gun. In other words, he's been incredibly targeted right now. And a sniper gun doesn't fire repeatedly. A sniper gun takes some shots, and then if the sniper doesn't kill the victim, they go away and they come back a few weeks later. And this is what the Lord began to show me with this, is that the enemy is attacking people aggressively, violently, relentlessly, but it's coming in short bursts like a sniper gun. And then you will have 2-3 weeks, maybe a week, 2-3 weeks, where everything seems to calm down, where you think, thank goodness, that's lifted, that's shifted, I'm doing great, the darkness, the heaviness is gone, and then boom, it strikes you again. And for 2-3 days, a week, you find yourself under attack, and it's relentless again, and then it goes away, and you think, oh, I'm okay, everything's shifted, everything's changed, and then 2-3 weeks later, it's hitting you again. And that's the enemy coming back again and again and again. And the Lord said this to me. He said that the enemy has learnt from his mistake 500 years ago with the reformers. That the enemy realised that if he could have taken out a Luther or a Calvin or one of those reformers 500 years ago, he could have stopped the Reformation happening. And right now there is a reformation happening. We're in the middle of one of those 500-year significant transitions that I talk about in my book, The Blueprint. Every 500 years there is a reformation. There is a huge shifting. 500 years ago it was the Protestant Reformation. 500 years before that the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church split. 500 years before that, it was the fall of the Roman Empire. 500 years before that was the arrival of Christ. 500 years before that was the 500 BC was the exile. 500 years before that was the Davidic throne, David coming to the throne. So every 500 years there is a significant reformation. It affects the world, but it affects God's people. And the enemy looked and realised that if he could have taken out the reformers, that he could have stopped the entire Reformation. And he has learned from his mistake. And so he's coming against the reformers. He's coming against the pioneers. He's coming against those who God has placed on the front line in this new era that we're entering, who are going to usher in change, who are going to bring breakthrough to the church, who are going to step into uncharted territory and perhaps take new paths and new roads for the church that they haven't been on before, who are going to turn their backs on performance religion, who are going to turn their backs on the platform and the personality and the celebrity Christianity that we have got so steeped in, and they're going to pave a way for those who are coming along with us and behind us to step into the new thing God is doing. And it was amazing because that's what God spoke to me. And then about a week later, maybe 8 days later, I woke up on a Sunday morning. And I always get up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday because I'm preaching and I want to prepare myself and I want to look over my message. But the Lord woke me up at 4:45 a.m. And the only song, the only little tune I could think of was the song or the rhyme, Three Blind Mice. Three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. And I hadn't heard that in years, and yet it was going round and round my head. Three blind mice, three blind mice. Hopefully some of you know that. If you're in the States, I'm not sure how popular it is there, but it was so strong that I immediately had to get up and go and Google it and figure out what it was about, because I figured it was a nursery rhyme about three blind mice. And when I Googled it, I was stunned to find out that it was written about 3 reformers who were martyred for their faith. three of the 15th century, or 16th century, 15th, 16th century reformers who were martyred by, I think it was Queen Mary, because they wanted to bring in the Reformation 500 years ago. Isn't that incredible how God will speak even through a little silly nursery rhyme? You can look that up if you don't believe me. And I believe that right now there is this concerted attack against the reformers and the pioneers, but it's not happening all at once. It's a sniper attack, and it is incredibly targeted. It is incredibly targeted at your most vulnerable spots, at the places where you feel weakest, at the times where you feel the lowest, at the places where you're most vulnerable. And it goes away for a while if you don't fall, if you don't give up, if you don't cave, and you think things are great, and then it's coming back again, and it's targeting you again in a different place at a different time. And this hopefully explains to some of you why you are on this roller coaster right now, where you have one really good week or two really good weeks, and then a horrendous week, and then a really good week, and then a really bad week. And it's like this roller coaster of relentless attack, and then feels like you're released for a while, and then attack, and then release, and it's this up and down thing. And it simply means that the enemy has discerned your future. The enemy understands the spiritual authority on your life more than you do. And I felt the Lord say this, that if you could see yourself the way the enemy sees you, it would change how you see you. If you could see yourself how the enemy sees you, how the unseen realm sees you, it would change how you see you. And if you could see yourself how the Lord sees you, it would change how you see you. Because you carry so much more authority in the spirit realm than you realize. You carry so much more authority in the spirit realm than you realize. And I guess I just want to encourage you that if this speaks to you, if this is resonating with you, if this makes sense, if this explains something of what you have been experiencing over the last while, this sniper gun attack, this targeted attack, and then it easing, and then it coming again, and then it easing, and then it coming again, I just want to encourage you to keep pressing forward. It is a sign that the Lord's hand is upon you, that He has called you and birthed you and brought you forth for such a time as this, that you are a reformer, that you are a pioneer, that you're someone who is going ahead to prepare the ground, to prepare the way of the Lord, to lower every high place and to raise up the valleys, as it says in Isaiah 40. You're a John the Baptist type. You're a type who's going before the Lord to prepare the way, and the Lord is coming in power and glory and great authority and majesty and splendor, and it is the job of the pioneers to prepare the way. It is the job of the reformers to take the hits. Just as those reformers 500 years ago, they took the hits for the freedom of grace that we are living in today. I believe that the Lord is calling forth reformers in this day who are willing to stand up, to step forward and say, whatever the cost for the kingdom, whatever the cost for the kingdom, I will stand firm. I will not relinquish my authority. I will not step back. I will not give up. I will not shrink down. I will not be silent. I will say what the Lord gives me to say. I will do what the Lord gives me to do, even if it's not popular, even if it's not politically correct, even if it doesn't give me a platform, if it gets me deplatformed. I will do whatever the Lord calls me to do. And so I just want to speak the blessing, the favor of God over you. I speak the protection of the Lord over your mind, your body, your family, your future. I pray that the Spirit of the Lord would rest upon you in a fresh way, that the favor of the Lord would go before you, and as you step forward into this place of being a pioneer and a reformer, that you would see victory, that you would see salvation, that you would see healing, that you would see miracles, and that you would see revival and awakening. And so I bless you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Speak to you soon. Bye.